What's up, Titan fans? How we doing? We are on the last Monday before the NFL season finally kicks off. It's been long awaited, but this Thursday, we're going to have the Ravens versus the Chiefs. And yes, I'm going for the Chiefs this time. I hate the Chiefs, but I hate the Ravens even more. I want Derrick Henry to do good, but I want the Ravens to suck. All right? That's where I'm at with that. I'm a Titans fan. I hate the Ravens. But yes, in this week, this episode right here, what we're going to do, we're going to go over Sports Illustrated and their AFC South predictions, their record predictions, how they think each team's going to do. As you see, real quick, spoiler alert, Titans are at the bottom. They always have us at the bottom. That's where we are. They don't believe in us. They don't believe in the Mayo Man. They don't know what we did this offseason. But we're at the bottom. And yes, so on Mondays, I put it out before, but I'll put it out again. Mondays is going to be longer episodes. Fridays, longer episodes. The rest of the week, the rest of the time, it's going to be those shorts. Anytime anything comes out, it's going to be on a short, all right? And then these 2 days, we'll do longer videos. On Sundays, we're going to try to do watch parties. All the Titans games are at the same time, basically. We ain't got no primetime games except for one against Miami. Other than that, regular season games at regular times. Nothing special, all on Sundays. So look, let's get started. So for the Sports Illustrated AFC South predictions, they got the Houston Texans rated at the top, right? They're going to be 9-8. They're saying they're going to be the best. They're liking what C.J. Stroud did. I mean, I don't blame him. Stroud did good. He did good last year. Maybe he'll have a sophomore slump. Maybe he won't. But look, they got him losing week 1 against the Colts. Then going on a 3-game winning streak against the Bears, the Vikings, the Jags. Then losing that Buffalo, which is expected. I mean, they got Josh Allen. Will Levis is a lot like Josh Allen. He's got the big arm. He's got the swag. He ain't afraid to make throws. Then they go over to New England. They're beating the Patriots. They're losing to Green Bay, beating the Colts, losing to the Jets, losing to Lions, which Lions should be a good team. They're going to make a deep playoff run. Their offense is dominant over there. Then they're going to go in and they're going to beat Dallas, then beat Tennessee, beat the Jags, go on a bye, beat Miami, and then lose the last 3 games of the season. They were 9-5 at this point. They could finish with 12 wins, but no, they're saying they're going to go out, lose 3 straight, to the Chiefs, which is expected. The Ravens also expected, but we hate the Ravens. We want them to lose every week. But you know what? Then they're going to go to the Titans, and they're going to lose at Tennessee to finish the season. Next, we're going to the Colts. All right, the Colts. They have this Anthony Richardson hype. He's got hype. Stroud's got hype. They both got hype. But C.J. Stroud, he actually did something. And Richardson, he hasn't done anything. He's played in 4 games, but injured in 2. He's only really played 2 games. And his college career wasn't that great. You know what I'm saying? All he did was have a good NFL combine. Apparently, if you can run fast and jump high, you are a good NFL quarterback. That's what they're saying. That's what the national media puts out. But anyway, they have him going into Houston week 1. And guess what? They're going to get that dub. And then they're going to go on a couple game losing streak. They're going to lose to Green Bay. They're going to lose to Chicago. Then they're going to beat the Steelers. And then they're going to lose some more for a little bit, right? They're going to start off the season rough. They're going to lose in Jacksonville, lose Tennessee, lose to the Dolphins, which everyone expects. They're going to lose to Houston and finally get another win in Minnesota. So if you look at that, the first half of the season, they got the Colts with only 3 wins, 6 losses, 3-6, and yet they're going to finish the season 9-8. So they're going to go off hot at the end, right? They're going to beat Buffalo, beat the Jets, or lose to the Jets, beat Detroit, which is wild. Detroit's going to be good, and they're going to beat Detroit, but have all these other losses, to like Chicago, Green Bay, the Jets, but they're going to beat Detroit. Okay, but then they're going to lose to New England, and New England, they're going to be trash. So I guess the culture, they're going to lose to them, though. They're going to go on a bye week, right? And at this point, they're probably like 3rd in the division. The Jags are ahead of them at this point, But then they're going to go on a 4-game winning streak to take the lead, to become 2nd in the division. They're going to beat Denver. They're going to beat Tennessee, beat the Giants and the Jags to close out the season. That is wild. So second in the division, not gonna make the playoffs at 9-8. You ain't making the playoffs at 9-8. The Colts, the only reason the Texans, the only reason they're getting into the playoffs is because they won the division. 9-8 isn't that good. Then on to the Jaguars. This is where things start going down in the division. You start getting to these losing records right here. Hey, Sunshine, he ain't what everyone thought he was gonna be. All right, they got him going to Miami week 1, losing. They got him beating Cleveland right there week 2, and then losing to Buffalo, losing to Houston, beating the Colts, Bears, Patriots. After that, they're going to go on a 2-game losing streak against Green Bay and the Eagles. The Eagles, they're going to do well. They're going to go far. Next, week 10, they're going to beat Minnesota, lose to Detroit, have a bye week, and then lose to Houston, Tennessee, beat the Jets, lose to the Raiders, beat Tennessee, and then lose to the Colts. All right, now we're going to move on to Tennessee. I know I went quick through that. I'm not really here for the other teams. Two of the 4 right there are overrated. The Colts and the Texans are overrated. I think they got the Jags right where they need to be. But here is where the underrate teams right here. The Tennessee Titans. This is what we're here for. And you know what? They got us going 6-11. That is despicable right there. 6-11. We're not going 6-11. There ain't no way we're going 6-11. But you know what? Sports Illustrated, they don't know what's going on in Tennessee. They didn't pay attention during the off season. They don't know what we have. But let's just go. Let's just do a review. So right now, week 1, they have us going into Chicago at Soldier Field and getting that dub against the Bears. Hey, they don't believe in Caleb Williams right off the start. I mean, neither do I. Because you know why? Right now, they probably have us as the worst division in football. But you know what? The Chicago Bears, they are 1-3. According to this, they are 1-3 against the AFC South. The only team to lose against the Bears, was it the Colts? I think they're the only team to lose against the Bears. Let me double check that real quick. Where is it? Yep. The Colts are going to lose apparently in week 3 to the Bears. That's the only team. Other than that, the Bears are losing all of them. I got to see what their full rating is for the season, their full schedule that they're predicting. But right now, they suck against the AFC South. But yes, after that, we play the Bears. They're saying we're going to lose to the Jets. Now, I know it all depends on Aaron Rodgers. You saw how fast they fell off. I mean, Aaron Rodgers only played like 30 seconds last year, but everyone had high hopes for them. You saw how quickly they got back down to earth. But they got us losing to the Jets, which I don't think is going to happen. I think we can beat the Jets. They got us losing to Green Bay. And once again, that's another thing where it's highly based on their quarterback. It depends on Jordan Love. But hey, that's a 50-50 game. I'll give that one a 50-50 game. We could lose to Green Bay, but I doubt it. But it's 50-50. I mean, it is Green Bay, you never know with them. And this one I agree with. I agree. We'll probably lose to Miami. Even though we did beat them last year, we did that amazing comeback. Will Levis down by like 3 scores with just a couple minutes left, came back, beat Miami, surprised them. But I know they're going to come with a vengeance. They ain't going to play around this time. And I know I feel like we're probably going to lose that week. Then we go into the bye. They're saying 1-4, which is ridiculous. We're going to be week 5, 1-4, quarter way done with the season, and we are just basically off everyone's radar at that point. But afterwards, we have a comeback week. The Callahans, Will Levis, all of them, D-Hop, they decide to come in, take some revenge on Indy, get that dub, finally get the second win of the season, which is crazy. And then we go back to losing. They have us losing at Buffalo, which, probably can happen. But you never know. The Titans, we have this habit of where we can beat good teams, but then we lose to bad teams. It's something over at teams. Like over the years, every time they count us out, we get the dub. But whenever they're like, oh, it's a guaranteed win in Tennessee, that's when we lose. But they have us losing against Buffalo, losing against Lions, which both of those I can take. I can settle with those. Buffalo's a good team. Detroit's a good team. they can probably beat us, even though we have a dominant defense and our offense is revamped. I can see us losing those games. Then they have us going into New England, beating them. I see that. You know why? New England, they've been rebuilding. Ever since Brady left, they've been in rebuild mode. They mode. Why was that so difficult to say? But they've been rebuilding in New England for a while. So I see us going over there and beating them. I don't believe in Drake May. I didn't believe back when they had Mac Jones. I didn't believe in the Cam Newton at that point. I liked Cam Newton when he was a Panther. But, ever since he's gotten old and he got beat up, I didn't believe in him. They've been bad for a while. But then afterwards, they have us going to L.A. to versus the Chargers. They're saying Justin Herbert, they're going to beat us down. Look at that. We got an L. Which I can see us losing. I can see us losing them. If Herbert's healthy and he's doing well, I can see that happening. But I don't see this at all. They have us going to or hosting the Vikings and losing. We can beat the Vikings. The Vikings are not that good. They lost their starting QB McCarthy that they just drafted. They ain't gonna do anything. But they have us losing to them, and then they have us losing to the Texans. Then we finally get a dub against Washington. And yeah, we can beat Washington. It's Washington. Come on, they ain't even got they ain't got anybody. We're gonna beat Washington. But then they also have us beating the Jags. And then losing to Cincy, I don't know how, because one thing, Joe Burrow's always hurt. You think he's going to make it that far in the season and not be beat up. And then also, we have Callahan. He was the OC there for a long time. He knows what they do. He knows what their head coach likes to run. Remember, Callahan wasn't the one calling plays in Cincinnati. He was just the one coaching the offense. It was their head coach calling the plays. But Callahan knows the offense. He knows what they're going to do. They're going to be prepared. And with this defense we got, I think we can get the dub over there in Cincy. But then they have us losing to the Colts, losing to Jacksonville, and finally finishing the season against the Texans. And they have us going 6-11. I mean, that is a top 10, probably top 5 draft pick choice right there. That's basically, we're going to be drafting Will Levis's replacement. That's what they have. Will Levis is not going to be a Tennessee Titan next year, according to this. Because if you go 6-11, you have a top draft pick. Ain't no way we're keeping Will Levis. That's why I think this is full of malarkey. No, there's no way. Because it just ain't happening. It ain't happening. Look, when you look at this prediction right here, you look at it. They have us just beating the bottom tier teams, like teams who's probably going to be in the top 5 for draft picks besides the division games. Other than that, look, non-division wins, who they have. They have us beating Chicago. Chicago's going to be a top draft pick again. They have us beating the Patriots, who's going to be a top draft pick again. They're trash. And then they have us beating the Commanders, who is going to be a top draft pick again. That's the only 3 non-division wins we got this year, according to Sports Illustrated. And it's against these bottom tier teams. Anyone who's halfway decent, they're like, oh, Tennessee's going to lose. That's a loss. Ridiculous. What do they pay these guys at SportsCenter? That's what I want to know. How much do these guys get paid? And other than that, it's just division wins. We're not sweeping nobody this year. It's all splits. Every division game they have us with, or every team in the division we're playing, it's a split. No sweeps. We get sweeps. We've been owning this division. I mean, last year, the Texans only got in because we beat the Jags at the very end of the season. And they're acting like the Texans are so good. They barely even won the division. Should have been the Jags, but they went on that incredible losing streak at the end. But before that, it was the Titans year and year and year after. You know what I'm saying? It's been us. But, this last year was the Texans. So, hey, they're the division champs. It is what it is. But, man, they give them a lot of glory. Which is crazy. But let me pull up the our roster real quick, and let's go over. Look, let's go over what we have and why the media just doesn't believe in us, which is strange because we are so good. First off, for offense, right? We have Will Levis. I know they don't believe in Will Levis, but I believe in the Mayo man. I like his mentality. I like that he likes to throw the ball deep. I like that he takes chances. I like that he's a dog and he gets fired up. You remember those years of Mariota? Just go back in time. Remember Mariota. He was just so quiet. It was amazing when you get to see him fired up on the sideline because it never happened. Like that one time when he stiffed armed somebody when he ran the ball and he looked over him and he actually looked like a dog for a minute. And Will Levis looks like that every single play. He has the passion. So I'm excited for Will Levis and I hope he does well. Our runner backs. I know we don't have Derrick Henry no more, and that's the reason why a lot of the national media thinks we're going to be garbage this year. They think that we only survive because of Derrick Henry. Look, Derrick Henry, he got hurt one year, right? Remember a couple years ago he got hurt. We brought in replacements. They did just as fine. They did well. We still went to the playoffs that year, So even without Derrick Henry, we'll be fine. And this is a revamped offense. It's not the Mike Vrabel run, pass, punt offense anymore. We have actual, fast runner backs that can catch the ball. You don't know if we're running or passing when either one's in. Before, it was Derrick Henry. He'd come in, we're running the ball. We bring in, Dion Lewis or whoever it was back there. You knew we were passing the ball. Now, we have runner backs of similar style back there, so you don't know who is doing what, right? Next, our receiving core. I'm talking, we got D-Hop, 75 receptions, 1,000 yards. We got Calvin Ridley. He's going to be on fire this year. And Tyler Boyd, which is one of the greatest slot receivers in the NFL right now. And he has been for his career. Next, dude, our fourth and fifth string receivers, Treylon Burks. I know he's injured all the time, but he was projected to be a number one receiver. He was A.J. Brown's replacement, and now he's our fourth receiver. That is quality at the fourth receiver slot as long as he can stay healthy. Next is NWI. NWI, I know he's not a starter, but he has been in that role over the years as players have gotten hurt and he's had the opportunity to step up. And then, we still got our other receivers, we got mainly a returner for Jackson, but he looked good in the preseason as a returner. So I'm excited for what he can do as a returner. Receivers, tight ends, we got Chig. Chig, he's up and down. I'll admit it. He's up and down. He ain't dominant. He could be. He shows potential, but he's not always. And Josh Wiley, we haven't seen too much of him yet. We're a little weak at the tight end spot, but we have 5 of them this year. We kept 5. For the offensive line, I'm hoping coaching, having Bill Callahan around can make these boys do well. Because last year it was tough. But you know what? We didn't have Latham. We didn't have him. He's a top draft pick, a first-round draft pick right there, Latham, securing the left. We got Peter Skoronski, who was a or first-round draft pick last year. So them boys, they're going to be doing well. Then we got Cushenberry in the center. Cushenberry, who was named a team captain. He's one of the 5 team captains. He's going to be good. The right side is where it gets concerning, right? So the right side is what you don't know about. Dylan Radins, we got him in the second round a few years ago. Hasn't been productive, when he's come in and had the opportunity, I thought he did well in some games, but I know Vrabel, he seemed to think that Radins wasn't good. He said he had the balance issues and everything like that. So, he hasn't had a lot of opportunity to start, even with us having a weak offensive line. And then NPF, man, that boy, he seems like he's always out for whatever reason. He's injured. He was suspended for a while, came back, got injured, so we didn't get to see him too much last year. Hopefully this year it pans out and he gets some playing time. This defense we got, this is what I'm excited for, is the defense. We only have a couple holes, right, for starters, right? For our starting defensemen, the only couple I'm kind of concerned about is Sebastian Joseph Day. He's not an all-star guy or anything like that. He just fills the position right now. You got him, and then Arden Key. He is up and down. You never know what Arden Key, what you're going to get that week. But, behind him we got Jalen Harrell, which is an outstanding 7th-round pick for us. He might be one of the steals of the draft. He had an outstanding preseason stat-wise. His productivity was off the charts. But clogging up the middle, I'm excited for Big T Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons. Hey, T Sweat, he's going to be out there. He can take double teams. He's going to give some relief for Simmons. Or rather, if Simmons gets the double team, Sweat's going to be available. One of them's going to be available no matter what. We're going to dominate. Look, our middle linebackers, that was concerning for a lot of people coming in, the middle linebackers, because it was looking a little rough. Everyone's a little concerned about Murray, even though he started before. He's good, but, dude, we ended up getting Ernest Jones. This man had 145 tackles last year. He's going to be good. So between Murray, Jones, and then we got Dr. Gibby as a third, oh, my gosh, dude, you got to be kidding me. Dr. Gibby, he's good. And he's a little slow. He's slower, but he's good. He knows. He's smart. He got the smarts. He just got to get a little faster out there, And then, unfortunately, we had Cedric Gray go down. Everyone's thinking he's going to be that green dot. He's going to be out there, but he's on IR. Don't know how long. It's going to take a little time for him to possibly come back. And then same thing with Otis Reese, he's injured. But then we got Harold Landry. You know what? He had 10.5 sacks last year. I know it took him a little while to get started. He had that injury, but now he's fully healthy. He's back. Get ready for him. And then the secondary is what I'm talking about. This is going to be the domination. That's going to be the welcome to the NFL for Caleb Williams. This secondary. Just listen to it. It doesn't get much better than this. Think of a better secondary in the NFL. This has to be the top 3 secondaries in the NFL. And I'm talking about across the board. Not just safeties, not just cornerbacks. All of it together. We're talking 4 cornerbacks. L'Jarius Sneed. We're talking about Owuze. We're talking about McCreary. Those are 3 top dogs right there. And then for safety, we have 3 safeties. I know Jamal Adams is injury prone. And, even right now, he's injured due to soreness. But we still have Diggs, and we have Hooker. So even if he can't play a lot because he's not used to it because he's been injured so much, we still got dogs back there. And then for special teams, our kicker, he's clutch. He can't kick far, but he's clutch. Nick Folk, yeah, I believe in Nick Folk. And then the punter, we got the best punter in the league. You already know it, Ryan Stonehouse. Let's not get him injured again, though. I know we got injured last year because the line was so bad, but dang, let's keep the man healthy. Keep him upright. Let him just punt the ball. Don't let him get physical, contact done to him. Shouldn't happen. But that sums it up for today's episode. Hey, go ahead. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know about how you feel about this roster, the roster we have. Let me know how you feel about the AFC South predictions by Sports Illustrated. How you feel about them dogging the Tennessee Titans 6-11. That's horrible. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tighten up, baby.